Hello everyone, and welcome to Voxel Tales. My name is Dan, and this is episode 1 of Modded Minecraft. I've downloaded the massive All of Fabric mod pack, added a load more mods that sounded interesting, and then decided to upload playing it all to YouTube. I have no idea what most of these mods do, and the plan is to survive, build stuff, and have a giggle figuring it all out as we go along. If that sounds like something that you'd be into, then stick around, and let's get to it. First things first, we need some basic tools, and in true Minecraft fashion, that means walking up to the first tree that we see and beating it into submission.
Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on. There we go. That is a mod that I added myself to make chopping down trees easier.
At this point, I made a crafting table, and to demonstrate to the YouTube audience the level of professionalism that they can expect, I made way too many sticks. This forced me to tear down a second tree, with nothing but my bare hands.
And we're not even going to bother with the other tools, because we're just going to dig down and get some stone quick. Wait a minute. Ooh, sapphires. I don't know what they're for. That should do.
So with stone in hand, I returned to the crafting table to make my tools, then immediately made another wooden pickaxe.
What am I doing? You're being an idiot, Dan.
Anyway, I started making a set of stone tools when I fumbled the placement for a sword, and this happened.
Then at least if we do... What are you? .5 attack damage. 3 attack damage but less attack speed. This is just a better weapon all around. We shall have you. Oh, well, we like that.
We did like that. Very much so. I set off to find some sheep so I could make a bed, wandering aimlessly before remembering that as well as the minimap in the top corner of the screen, this mod pack came with a built-in big boy map for big boys.
Can we see any sheep on the map? No, just a load of cows. And a huge, whatever this is, over here. Right. It's already starting to get dark.
With the sun already going down and hoping that the huge thing on the map was a village or settlement of some kind, I set off in that direction.
What is this? Hello?
It was not a settlement. Well, I mean, there were things settled there, it's just... well, you'll see. Yep, it was a cemetery, and I did not want to be in a cemetery when it got dark on my first day in a new world. This was turning into a disaster.
Okay. So, initial plan of finding some sheep to make a bed did not go well. It is now dark.
I admit, things weren't looking great. No armour, stone tools, and a long night ahead. I'd just considered digging a hole and cowering in it until the sun came back up, but then I found this random chest.
Hello. Oh, iron. Yes, please. Potatoes. There's something's coming.
Turns out, my stone machete was a zombie-slaying monster.
Oh god, they're everywhere.
Not long after that, I found some sheep, made a bed, and survived my first night. Day 2 started out with me deciding to hunt down a couple of nearby skeletons for some experience, but they died of sunburn before I could get to them, which was a shame, as one of the mods I installed added an RPG-style leveling system.
And that means we can level up. Max health, strength, dexterity. Let's just increase our health a little.
After chopping down another tree that looked at me funny, I remembered that chest that the zombies interrupted me looking through and decided to go back to it.
And I have no idea where I left it now. Does anyone remember? Oh, is it you? It was you.
It clearly wasn't.
Oh. We'll be taking that.
I looted through the rest of the chest, getting a mysterious key, a couple of name tags, and some wearable relics that increased my stats, which I completely failed to equip. Then it was back to the map to figure out where to go next.
This looks interesting. I don't know what that is. Is that a village? Okay, we're going to turn around. Head towards that village. That'll be a good place to get our bearings.
So we did, and before too long we arrived at this odd structure.
Okay, what's this? What is this? It's an excavation site. Interesting. I'm not going to try and dig anything up until I know what I'm doing.
Just beyond the excavation site, I arrived at our first village. Notable things about this village included armed guards, and thanks to a resource pack, all the other villagers are human.
Apparently this thing just destroys leaves.
I had a wander around and found a tome that gave me a free level up, which was nice.
How do I use this? Like that. We can level ourselves up again.
And then it got dark and I slept my way to day 3.
Day 3. Don't accidentally kill this child.
Don't accidentally kill this child. Words to live by. Back out in the village, I ran into a half-naked man selling flowers, and a full set of leather armour that someone had foolishly left unattended.
A full set of leather armor. Don't mind if I do.
You know, looking back, they might have belonged to the half-naked guy. Which would explain a lot.
Robbed you blind! Goodbye!
I'll make it up to him.
What are you? Are you a possum?
Then I briefly got distracted by a possum.
Come here. Come here. Can I pick it up? Okay.
before deciding it was time to set up a starter base.
So, I think we should just set up a base, like a temporary, on the outskirts of town, perhaps. We'll set up just here. So let's clear a space.
I quickly gathered up some dirt and made a flat platform to build off of, promising myself and you that I would tie it into the landscape properly later on. This took literally all the rest of day 3, and as the sun started to go down, I realised I'd left my bed in a random house in the village. So, I broke into a villager's house, kicked him out of bed, and used it to pass the night. He didn't seem to mind. So then I went back to the house I thought I'd left my bed in, but it wasn't there. So, assuming I had the wrong house, I looked around until I found a white bed, which had to be mine because the bed I kicked the villager out of was yellow. What had actually happened was that I was so caught off guard by the half-naked man earlier on that I tossed my bed away for no apparent reason. Anyway, doesn't matter, I headed back towards the dirt platform to continue work on the base.
Alright guys, are we doing alright today? Alright, calm down. Excuse me for living.
Has anybody else noticed how overgrown this place is? Seriously, do none of these villagers own a mower? Anyway, when I got back, I set up a crafting table and tested if my Grim Reaper scythe could cut grass. It could not. Then I shoved a load of the random stuff I had on me into a chest, finally equipped one of the relics I was carrying, made a furnace, and even made a set of iron tools. Look at me being organised. I wanted to use up the durability on my stone axe because I'm conscientious and responsible, and not because I forgot about the iron one. Shut up. More importantly, I came across this very suspicious tree. It claimed to be oak, but I think it was lying, and I'm pretty sure it'll be important later. It was time to get some actual work done, so I cut down some grass with an apple. But seriously, it was already getting dark, so I went to bed. Day 5, and I decided my house needed a stone foundation, so I went to get some. Found a bunch of coal, and got spooked by this guy.
What? What made that noise? Hello? Weird. Oh, hi! Hey, buddy, where are you going? Come back. A wandering winemaker. Hello. I mean, I don't have anything. Oh, could have had some grape juice. Well, if you want to come back around at some point, you feel free.
Moving up in the world, I made a second furnace to smelt up some stone and a stone cutter so I could pretend that I knew what I was doing. Then, I spent a sizable chunk of the rest of the day staring at the available stone options and having no idea what I was doing. Eventually, I decided these stone pillars looked quite good. And used a skill point to up my intelligence a bit. It didn't really help. I got so into deciding the block palette for my foundations that I didn't even care that night had fallen. In fact, I made some torches and decided that if anything wanted to come and test my metal, then let it come.
Oh look, some willing volunteers.
It did not go well for them. Feeling like the main character, I went to take on a creeper and was immediately shot by a skeleton.
Ow.
After dispatching him, I took down this ogre who, if I'm being honest, was just standing there minding his own business. One zombie and a skeleton later, and I decided it was time to call it a night. Alright, so I took a break and I had a cup of tea, and realised while I was drinking that it was going to be super boring for you lot to have to watch me running around gathering supplies and figuring out what to build in real time. So instead, I made a creative world and put something together based on the resources we have readily available. So the new plan is I'm going to go off and get the stuff, and then we'll rendezvous back here for a building time-lapse. Sound good? Good. It's a stuff gathering montage. Dan is running around, gathering stuff. Stuff gathering montage. And it's all been sped up because it's boring as heck. Stuff gathering montage. Don't click away, it'll be done in a sec. Whoa, stuff gathering montage. Alrighty, that's all the gear collected that we need, and I've lost track of what day we're on. While I was gathering stuff, the wine trader from the other day came back, and I still couldn't afford anything. I noticed these two trader llamas walking around on their own, and with no sign of their owner, decided the only responsible thing to do was put them both in a hole for safekeeping. Then I found their owner, and didn't mention the whole thing. He also seemed to trade in a currency I've never seen before, so that's something I'm going to have to look into. In order to get all the bits we needed, I had to make this fancy new carpenter's table, and also this masonry table because, and I have video evidence of this, while in my last recording session I was able to get inlaid stone bricks from the stone cutting table, and even though I haven't changed any mod settings between time, I now had to have a special table to get them. On the plus side, I mined out some interesting ores while I was getting some iron to build it. Anyway, enough chatter, let's get building. Okay, I'll admit, it's pretty much all wood and is basically a big shed at this point. It doesn't even have any windows, I know, but we can improve it as we go, and it's not like this is where we're going to settle down forever. I was actually looking forward to showing you around as well, but during the time lapse this reprobate turned up and started taking pot shots at me with a crossbow. It was touch and go for a second, but I managed to take him out. Trouble is, his entire gang has just rocked up looking for him. And if I kill that guy with the banner, it's going to trigger a raid, and we're not exactly equipped for one. So the smart thing to do would be to run away until they despawn. But no one ever accused me of being smart, so let's just see how this plays out. Gentlemen, I'll give you one chance to walk away. After that, anything that happens is on you. And that just leaves the Bannerman. Where is the Bannerman? Is he just gone? I think he's just gone. Well, that situation resolved itself quite nicely. I guess all that's left to do then is move our stuff in. Moving a full chest can be a pain, but thanks to the carry-on mod we can just pick them up and move them provided they're single chests. This double chest proved to be a bit more bothersome. I thought I'd been clever and cleared one half so that when I broke it, it would revert back to being a single chest full of my stuff. Instead, it reverted to a single chest and dumped all its contents on the floor. Maybe I broke the wrong side. Well then, we're all moved in, and I think that's a good spot to leave off for today. If you've made it this far, then thanks for sticking with me. If you liked the video, then leave us a cheeky like or a comment down below. I've been Dan, this has been Voxel Tales, and until next time, be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye guys.